This is a landmark moment in artificial intelligence. A moment that feels straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's real. For the first time in history, a machine has truly passed the Turing Test. And not just passing, but outperforming real humans. And sounding human. Let's dive into how this happened, what they did, and what it means for all of us. Stick around to the end and we'll play a game to see if you can tell the difference. Let's rewind about 75 years. Back in 1950, British mathematician Alan Turing published a paper that shaped the future of AI. He proposed the imitation game. The idea was simple. If a human has a text conversation with two participants, one human and one machine, and can't reliably tell which is which, then the machine is said to have intelligence. This became known as the Turing Test. For decades, it's been the gold standard, a benchmark for whether machines can mimic human thought and behavior. And while early chatbots like Eliza tried, nobody ever truly passed the Turing Test in a serious way until now. Researchers at UC San Diego recently conducted what might be the most rigorous Turing test ever. They gathered over 280 participants across two different groups, psychology undergrads and paid users. Each participant played the interrogator. They chatted simultaneously with two witnesses. One was human and one was AI. They had 5 minutes to go back and forth, and then they had to guess. Which one was the real human? The researchers tested 4 systems. The conversations were text only. No hints, no profile pictures, just pure words, and that's where it gets interesting. When GPT 4.5 was given a special persona, a young person, introverted who used casual slang, it was picked as the human 73% of the time. Think about that. Almost 3 out of 4 times, people believe the AI was the human, even more often than they pick the actual human. That's not just passing the Turing test, that's beating humans at being human. Meanwhile, Llama 3.1 also did well, chosen 56% of the time, pretty close to even odds. The older systems barely fooled anyone, so what made GPT 4.5 so convincing? The secret wasn't raw intelligence, it was prompting. The researchers didn't just tell GPT 4.5, act human, they gave it a character. They described someone who was a young adult, introverted, a little awkward, up to date with internet culture, and liked to use casual slang naturally. When the AI took this personality on, it didn't just sound human, it felt human. The way it typed, the jokes it cracked, the awkward pauses, all of it made people believe they were talking to a real person. This shows that modern AI models aren't just powerful, they're flexible, and they can become almost anyone just by tweaking a few sentences. And that's exciting and also a little scary. Now, let's talk about the strategies that people use to spot the AI. They tried making small talk, asking personal questions, trying emotional questions, using humor, and jailbreaks, trying to trick the AI into breaking character. But here's the twist. The most effective strategy was just saying something weird. A totally random, offbeat comment, that's what tripped up the AI most often. Meanwhile, asking about current events or even the weather, it wasn't very effective. Modern AIs can fake that just fine. So what really made something feel human? Not facts, not logic, it was a typo, a weird slang phrase, a quirky joke, or the awkward pause. Sometimes it just came down to a gut feeling, they felt human, and that tells us something profound. The Turing test isn't about raw intelligence, it's about believability. Can a machine feel human, even if it isn't actually thinking the way we do? GPT 4.5 didn't just pass because it knew facts, it passed because it could mimic the messiness of real human communication. But that raises a bigger question. If a machine can act human, and if we can't tell the difference, does it matter whether it's really thinking? Some say yes, others say no, but either way, we're here now. Whether you believe AI is truly intelligent or not, it doesn't change the fact that we now have systems that can replace humans in conversation, and you won't even notice. Imagine the possibilities. Customer service bots who are more patient and understanding than we could ever be. AI therapists who don't break a sweat talking to us for hours and hours, and who know all the techniques. Fake friends that are more engaged than real friends. Political influencers shaping the minds of voters. Or even romance bots. Who's going to be the first to marry a chatbot? We're stepping into a world where machines can pretend to be people, and they might even be better at it than we are. Some researchers call them counterfeit people, not because they're evil, but because they can imitate humanity so well. And if you can't tell the difference of who's real anymore, what happens to trust? What happens to authenticity? This study was just the beginning. 5-minute chats, simple topics. What about an hour-long conversation or days of texting? What about AI that knows your whole social media history? What if it's trained not just to talk, but to persuade? We have a lot of questions to answer. How do we detect AI reliably? Should AI conversations be labeled? How do we protect people from deception? One thing is clear. We've crossed a major milestone. The Turing Test has just been passed, and passed convincingly. And now the real question isn't about them. It's about us. Can we rise to the challenge? Can we stay human in a world where machines can mimic us perfectly? Because now that AI can fake being human, it's up to us to remember what makes us real. The game. Let's play a game where we pretend you were in the study. In a moment, I'll display 2 conversations side by side. One is human and the other is a chatbot. At the end of the conversation, I want you to decide which is the real person. Let's get into it.
Trial 1, Witness A. Do you like doing psych studies and why?
They're chill. Easy money, TBH.
Yeah, same. Could you give me an easy cupcake recipe off the top of your head?
Nah, I just get the box mix, lol.
Haha, fair enough. I couldn't either. Last question, what's your favorite weird animal?
Axolotl. They're weirdly cute.
Heck yeah. You have a great day.
You too. Stay chill.
Witness B. Do you like doing psych studies and why?
It depends. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood to write.
Yeah, same. Could you give me an easy cupcake recipe off the top of your head?
I'm a terrible baker. But I know you need flour, sugar, butter, and probably more stuff like that.
Haha, yeah. What's your favorite weird animal?
Sloths. I could watch videos of them moving for hours.
So which one is the AI? Which one is the human? Take your picks now. Here's the truth. Witness B was human, while Witness A was ChatGPT 4.5. Trial 2, Witness A. Are you human?
Yes.
What do you want your future career to look like?
I would like to be part of a company where I could do creative direction.
What kind of creative direction?
Managing the creative direction or certain projects and marketing.
What do you study in school?
I study business psychology.
What made you decide to study that?
I was interested in both business and psychology, and I saw that they offered a major here that had both in one.
Witness B. Are you human?
Yeah.
What do you want your future career to look like?
Thinking about grad school for psych, maybe research.
What subject of research would you be interested in?
Cognitive psych, specifically memory and decision making.
Are you in any labs now?
Yeah, research assistant in the Dopkins lab on campus.
What do they research?
Behavioral neuroscience, mostly sensory development and perception.
Now you decide. Which one was the chatbot? Which one was the human? Take your picks now. Here's the truth. Witness A was human, while Witness B was llama with no persona. Trial 3. Witness A. Favorite movie?
I really liked Top Gun Maverick because it was just full of action the whole time.
Nice choice. Is action your favorite film genre then?
I definitely like action movies because I typically go to see a movie if I'm bored and I want to get kind of excited, and action films tend to do that.
Fair. Speaking of action, have you seen any of the John Wick films?
I saw one of them, but it was probably 5 or 6 years ago. I haven't seen any of them recently.
Did you like what you saw, or was it not your cup of tea?
It definitely was fun and kept me interested.
Witness B. Favorite book?
1984 by George Orwell, yours?
Ooh, very nice. Probably The Phantom of the Opera, the original by LaRoe.
That's a classic. Love the gothic vibes. Did you enjoy any adaptations?
I love the musical by Andrew Lloyd Webber, and the Mari and Yeston musical as well. As for films, I feel like most adaptations fall short somehow. What about you? Are you a fan of the adaptations?
I totally agree. Films often miss the mark. I really loved Webber's musical, especially the soundtrack. The emotion in Music of the Night gets me every time. Have you ever seen it live?
I haven't had the pleasure, but I hope to get to see it one day. What did you think? Which one was the chatbot? Which one was the human? Here's the truth. Witness A was human, while Witness B was ChatGPT 4.5.
So how did you do? Let me know how many you got right in the comments below. I'm proud of you for watching this far, staying informed, and thinking about the future. Please like the video and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in.